All right. Hello, everybody out there. I'm like in recovery from being sick. I got. That's not the outline for today's show. We don't need that. Hi. Happy birthday, James World. Happy birthday. My birthday was on Sunday, so our birthdays kind of close together. Um. Anyways, you might hear my voice is a little rough because I got super sick coming back from Vegas, and I was like playing the game of like, is it allergies? Did I catch something? And 2 days ago, I had like fever, chills, body aches. I was sneezing. It was disgusting. I was like, I can't get anything done. Yesterday, I was doing better. Today, I'm doing much better. My voice is still kind of shot, so like apologies if I drink a lot of water, but I also need to stay hydrated. That's the best way that's going to work. Mm. But yeah, that's why there's two reasons why there's no video today. Um, One reason is because I did all that prep work for like this week's videos and last week's videos. So while I was gone, there was videos, and I just didn't have it in me to get another video done. And then the second reason was I was like, well, maybe I'll do something short and simple when I get back. And then I got back and I got sick. So here we are, chatting on a Friday. Thought it would be kind of fun to do. So yeah, basically, I have Tokon Fighting Souls pulled up. I've been playing that while trying to get better, which has been fun. And I've been playing Marvel Rivals because they put the hood out and some other stuff. So my thought process was, I'm just going to play the game, and you all can ask me questions. If it's a question about something that'll happen or I'll talk about on Monday's normal stream, then I won't answer it because we'll talk about it on Monday. But if anyone's wondering, like, general plan for Monday, is that we're going to cover, I'm going to say selected news from the last couple of weeks, because I'm not going to cover everything. But I'm like, we're going to talk about, like, there's a ton of DC collected editions that got announced, and there's some comic stuff, and there's a lot of really cool, like, little entertainment news bits, and then maybe D23 tonight and tomorrow will have some stuff to talk about. So there'll be that. And I also wanted to like knock out all the spoiler discussions for our superhero media in July. So Spider-Man Brand New Day and X-Men 97 Season 2 and Batman Caped Crusader, which I still need to finish, and My Adventure Superman Season 3. So like I'm going to kind of like make Monday's stream kind of like the catch-up, make things, get us caught up, and then like the following Monday get back to it. Also toying with the idea of starting to put time limits on the segments, because we have been going very long lately, which is a bit exhausting. All right, so we got a super chat from Jamie's World. Jamie's World said, I finally quit my job yesterday. My low-life cleaner job indefinitely for 3 years, plus driving tests on Tuesday. Wish me luck. Best of luck on your driving test, and congrats on quitting your job. Because it sounds like you were not happy with that. So, congratulations. So anyways, I'm just going to, like, play Tokon and then talk about Tokon. And then if you guys have any questions and want to throw stuff out, like, let me know, because I'll be glad to talk about it. I'm going to play offline specifically, so that way I can, like, check the chat and not worry about that. So, as you see, I went to the Samurai Outriders path in the arena mode first. Let's go the X-Men path. Put it on normal. I'll give myself a little bit of a challenge. Muteki says, who is Critical Mass in Marvel Comics? Good question. I have no idea. Also did it. Yep, it did it again. All right, so this game has a bit of a glitch problem I want to address. I know this is on the PC version as well. This game is not saving settings. So this game has a customized avatar feature, which currently, it saved the adamantium clause, right? I have to go in every time I boot up the game and add Cosmo and go in and add the Silver Surfer board. Every time. It's not saving it. And I know this is an issue on the Steam version, but on the PS5 version, it's the same problem. And then the team building section, I keep putting my teams in, Also, I'm realizing the screen is like super zoomed in, and I apologize for that. I need to fix that. I didn't realize it until now, but I'm fixing it now. There it is. There's the game. But yeah, so like, it's not saving certain settings when you shut the game down, and I know this is an issue people have been having on PC, having it on PS5 as well. Hellfire says, "Oh, hi, Crashout12. Is this the prelude to when Wolverine comes out?" Sort of, because I do want to stream Wolverine, because I think there's enough things about that game that is going to fundamentally upset me in some way. I do not know when I unlocked Color 6 for Loki, but I will take that. That looks cool. There are some fundamental problems I have with the game from a story perspective. So I want to cover it on the actual like game itself and see it play out, because I think that'll be more interesting than actually just reacting like separately. I kind of want to like do it live, if that makes sense. Yeah. Jackie says, "Whose killer did Spidey and Wolverine track down in Berlin?" Technically, Ned Leeds' killer. Technically. Where's the... What did I have this as before? It was Vengeful Exiles, yeah. It's cool, you can change the name when you do this Steam thing, but then it's kind of annoying because I keep having to come in and like actually update it to like the character poses I want and stuff every time. So hopefully they fix this, because apparently this wasn't an issue before the patch. So yeah, Marvel Tokon, fix your stuff. Yeah. Anyways, Jamie's World, I'm glad to see you here, because I know you've been busy. What else is going on? Also, I'm trying to remember what my second team lineup was. I took a screenshot of this for a reason. Hellfire says, "Is Tokon still having the issue where it doesn't uninstall quickly on PC?" I have heard that PC Tokon is a disaster. Yeah. I've heard it's a complete disaster. Alice says, "Can't wait for Monday stream. DC really said, okay, Soundout's gone, release the spring catalog." They did. I've been trying to, like... I've been making sure to keep notes of, like, every Reddit post every time there's new DC books announced, because, like, they went crazy. There's so many I want to talk about. I'm, like, very, very excited to talk about the DC catalog. I don't remember when I unlocked Color 6 on anything. This is cool. Like, that's not my second character either. But no, the actual... Oh, Purple Blade is cool. I'm getting so distracted because I'm kind of, like, a little bit out of it. Where was I? DC catalog, yeah. We'll talk about it on Monday, but very, very excited for the DC catalog. So, what did I call this team? Did I write that down? I didn't. That's right, I called the first one Vengeful Outlaws, because I thought that sounded cooler. I remember now. So this is the annoying part, is I have to reload my presets because it just didn't save them. And I've had to do this every time I booted up the game. What did I call this one? Brotherhood of Berserkers. Yeah, that's right. Cool team names. Like that one for Magneto. Like that one. No, it's pose 2 for Blade. Pose 4 for Wolverine. And pose 2 for Star-Lord. Okay. Now that I've got all that done, I can actually play the game. Yeah. Yeah, Hellfire says, PC Tokon is disaster, can't play it in most of the world. Brilliant strategy. So they honestly really have kind of screwed it up. Real bad. So, hey Stussy, how's it going? Jar of honey, lemon, ginger to make tea. I would do that, but it is so hot that, like, I think that actually would make me sicker because of how freaking hot it is. It's not as bad, though. I was in Vegas, and it was 116. So it definitely... oh, wait, did it save my language settings? Sorry, I have to keep doing this. But it was 116 at one point in Vegas. That might also be why I got sick, because I was, like, when we needed to go to the car and stuff, like, I was the one that decided to go get the car from the parking garage, which was, like, across the way from, it was across the way from the hotel. So that means I'd have to, like, walk out of the hotel, which was staying in a nice, like, 72 with the air conditioning, and then go into the 115-degree heat, then get in the car. Then the car would have air conditioning, turn that on, drive the car up, pick up the family, and then we'd drive off, and then it'd be an air conditioning. I wonder if I did that too many times, that it screwed up my my immune system. Because that's very, very possible. Yeah. So, Snazzy says, any predictions for the next wave of X-Men 97 Legends? I have a feeling they're going to skip the time travel outfits. Like these. Like the Dave's Hot Chicken did the figures of the Wasteland outfits. I think they're going to skip those. I think they're going to go straight to the new X-Men outfits. That's my guess. Is like everybody's going to get yellow jackets, and I'm going to appreciate it because we've never gotten new X-Men Marvel Legends before. So I'll take it. All right, I'm going to play the game now, as well as continue to answer comments. Yeah, it's been a hot summer, that's for sure, for like everybody. It's been rough. And I was watching Ultraman Great last night for research purposes, and they were having an episode about like global warming is gonna destroy the world, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Show from 1990, we never solved that problem. So yeah, it's been, weather's been really bad, but yeah, I'm kind of at that point of like I don't know what else to do about it besides survive, but it has been excruciating, which is really sad. Yeah, Harles says I'd be down for them only doing the X-Corp outfits. Yeah, I'd be fine if they just jump to those. I don't know if they're going to continue to use them in Season 3, but I want figures of those outfits because we don't have figures otherwise. And sometimes that's my reason. I'm like, I want this thing from 97 because I don't have it otherwise. Is the game audio coming through at all for anybody? I don't know if it is. Anyways. So he says it's funny that they made fun of having black leather in Season 1. Yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes. Like, they'll be like, oh, we made a joke about this, and then they'll actually, like, do it. So, it depends. Low volume on the game? Okay, I'll turn it up then. Yeah, because if it's coming in too low, it's like, you guys gotta... How's that? How's that coming through? Well, it's on pause, so you can't hear anything. Alright, let's try that then. Oh, now I hear the game. Okay. Let's see, is it too loud? Like, I want to make sure you can still hear me as well as the game, so... I don't want just my raspy voice coming through. How's that now? Is it good now? Okay, cool. Bit too loud? Just a little bit. I want you guys to hear Ghost Rider's sick-ass Latin America Spanish dialogue. Also, the slight lag in the stream is just going through the Elgato through the stream. It runs really, really good on PS5. This game is so fun. I had fun in the beta, but like, this is still, like, this is really, really fun, and I think they really improved it. Plus, I think there is... I think some of the characters I like best were not in the beta, like Loki. I think Loki's like the one that surprised me. I wasn't expecting to be a Loki player, but like, I guess I could switch to him real quick. Oh, my switch is gone. Oh. Yep, that's Goblin. Alright. Anyways. Loki I found to be way more fun than I thought it was going to be. So... Still Ghost Rider. There we go, there's Loki. Like, look at Loki's, like, standard combo. Like, dude's just teleporting and throwing ice and stuff. Like, he's so fun. I just have a blast, like, chaining stuff together with him. Because he's like the fastest character in the game by far. And I thought he'd be mostly ranged, but he's like actually like he's got a lot of great up close stuff.
Is capable of killing gods. So I must presume that you.
But welcome everybody in the chat. We're just chilling because I'm recovering from being sick. If anybody missed the thumbnail, I'm in recovery from being sick, which means I'm like not sick. But is it echoing now? Oh, it's coming through on 2 channels. Does that fix it? Cool. I think that did. Nutega says Soundwave. As a Soundwave fan, you recommend MPG or Missing Link? I definitely like Missing Link more, but that's also because the MPG is just the masterpiece repainted. Like if it was changed and updated, I might be more into it. But is it echoing? I thought I turned off one of the audio channels. I realized it was coming through 2 different audios. Yeah, see, my audio's coming through. Oh, the TV speakers were on. I just couldn't hear them because noise canceling. There we go. Oh, I really am out of it. Didn't even occur to me. We'll talk more Missing Link Soundwave on Monday because I do want to talk about how Takara is going to get me to drop $400 on a single mold. Damn cassettes yet again.
Sigamos adelante. Tengo vehículos que arreglar y una familia que salvar.
I love his Spanish voice. I do like the English voice for Robbie, but like his Spanish voice is kind of just incredible. I think I like both, but like I've been enjoying the way that the Latin America Spanish voice actors have been playing in this. Yeah, the fun part about this game is you got one of my favorite characters of all time in Robbie Ray's Ghost Rider, and he's also really, really fun to play. So, yeah, Daima finally came out on Blu-ray this week. I might do a video on it. It's fascinating to me. Yeah, Harles, Takara really is... Takara and Blockies make me happy with Transformers. Hasbro's not doing anything to interest me at the moment. Like, I'm excited for some stuff coming up, like Jetfire, but, like, after that, it's like, I don't really know what Hasbro's giving me in Transformers anymore, but Takara's, like... Takara's got me so strong that I'm questioning why I don't just buy... I feel like I want glow-in-the-dark Lyo Convoy, G2 Menasor, and Nemesis Star Convoy simply to have everything from New Legends. There's no reason for me to buy those 3. Really. I don't really need them, but it's just everything for New Legends. It's like Galvatron and Gigastorm and then now like they're doing Earthspark, Soundwave, and Cosmos. I'm like, oh, that's all stuff I want, so... I've been playing a lot of Ghost Rider on this Switch. Let's switch to Storm. Nope, I switched to Green Goblin. Who is dressed like Hobgoblin, because I like Hobgoblin. Green Goblin is an insane character in this game. Like, absolutely insane. Like, the fact he can just hop on his glider and, like, just fly around, like, is crazy to me. Yeah, I did see the thing about the... Excuse me. I did see the thing about the Daima credits updating. Mutegi says I enjoyed the Samurai Outrider story. I did too. I haven't played it all the way because I was drowsy from all the, like, the medication I was on. So I haven't played the entire thing. But the characterization of Robbie is, like, excellent. Like, Kieran Gillen is such a good writer. That's the thing I do like, you know, obviously it's fine when, like, comic book or superhero games change stuff, like, it's cool. But I also, like, appreciate games like this, where it's like, oh, you can clearly tell who has read a stupid amount of Marvel comics, and it's the people that made this game. I've read a ton of comics, versus something like the Insomniac games, where you can tell they want to do their own spin on it, or things like, you know, Insomniac or Square Enix Avengers, or kind of Guardians, but like you can kind of tell like Guardians, Midnight Suns, Tokon, and Rivals are made by like hardcore comic readers because of the stuff they reference and come to. Oh, thanks Jamie's World for joining memberships. Got to record a new member rundown shout out thing. Love the way he says Capitano America. Yeah, no, this game's a blast.
Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, Mutake did try to do the Ghost
You're
Rider,
a hero.
Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Fantastic Four. It doesn't say Fantastic Four, which kind of makes me think that there is going to be Fantastic Four, because they put stuff in like Secret Defenders and the Ultimates, so they do have secret teams in here. You know, let's play Loki. I've been playing too much Ghost Rider. Let's switch it up a little bit. I do think this game has like a really good balance of like, if you're losing, you kind of get some benefits. Like if you lose a round, you gain a team member, but if you win a round, then you don't. So in order to like gain a team member when you're on a winning streak, you have to do a specific combo. Like you have to either do a knockback through a stage transition, or you have to come in and like knock them against a wall and do like a multi-combo. If I can explain what I mean, like right now I got Hobgoblin because I did a stage transition. But you see when I do this, I'll get Storm. So, Dark. Oh, hey Ryan. Insomniac Spider-Man was Dan slot writing. Yes, and I think that's why it's narratively the strongest, because they had an experienced Spider-Man writer on the game. Whereas I feel like Miles and Spider-Man 2 were weaker, story-wise. I think I might go for a super special, like, assemble move here. Because you can only do it in the final round. Harl says, considering the first DLC character is Phoenix Cyclops, who knows what the Fantastic Four rep could be. I swear, as long as it's not Super Skrull, I'll be happy. They could be like, Medusa, and I'd be like, you're insane, but let's go. Oh, right, you can only do... So, there's a special team move you can do, where you can have all four assemble and do a super special, but you can only do it if you're going to lose that... if you're going to lose the match in the round. So if you've lost 2 rounds, then you can pull out the super special. But if you've won 2 rounds, then you don't. So
we came to blows.
Ryan says, do we know who wrote the Injustice games? I want to say the first one was written by Paul Dini. I'm going to double check that, because I feel like it was written by Paul Dini. Gods Among Us. I know the second one wasn't, but Paul Dini did a lot of writing on video games, because he did Injustice, I think. I know he did Arkham City. Let's see, who wrote... I feel like it was him that wrote the story. But I'll double check. We take this to another interesting thing. In the bios section, Ms. Marvel's classified as human. Is that intentional? Probably. Marvel's probably like, don't you dare say the word inhuman. Oh, I guess it wasn't. It was Brian Chard, Dominic Giancarlo, John Vogel, and John Greenberg. That's according to Wikipedia. I thought they got a comic writer for it. It's what I remember it being. Doesn't mean I'm correct. Yeah, you can. Yeah, Arkham Knight is so obvious when it's like not Dini writing. So. Stussy says they should go back and film new scenes for Batman Returns, written by Jeff Johns and directed by Joss Whedon. Do you want me to die? Because I'm pretty sure that was what would do it. I would just lose everything. I would have no more will to live. Oh, that's right. Okay, there was comic people involved. Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti were story consultants on Injustice 1. They didn't write it, but they were in the room, which is good because that's two really great comic writers. Just Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray, Jonah Hex getting an omnibus. I'm so happy. Let's see. I don't know who wrote Injustice 2's story in comparison. People from NetherRealm, it looks like. That makes sense. Okay. Let's see. No, none of the James. Well, none of these. This game's on brand new engine. Counter 64 says, "Who's your wish list for this game?" I don't even have one anymore, and the only reason why is because they threw me off so much with Phoenix Cyclops that I just want to let them cook. Yeah, obviously I'd be like, give me Daredevil, give me Nightcrawler, but like, I feel like I'm shooting too low now. The potential's too high. I can't think as creative as they have thought with Phoenix Cyclops. I feel like I'm not even in the same, like, thought process as them anymore. Like, they're on a different level, and I'm like, just do what you want to do. I do plan to cover the Storm Rivals drama on Monday. So I want to cover it. I bought the skin, and I want to talk about I'll do a summation of it. Like, I'm not going to go digging up every single, like... I just realized my game screen is cropped, too. What am I doing here? Oh, no wonder it looks weird.
Al infierno.
Al infierno.
Hey, if I can handle Jersey City,
some of the line readings in the Latin Spanish dub for Ghost Rider have just become vocal tics for me now. This is PS5 Gamers World. Yeah, so I will talk about the Storm thing on Monday. HDR Boy says, manga-wise, do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Should get a deluxe with Pokemon got hardcover? I would like Yu-Gi-Oh! To get a proper release. Like, just like Dragon Ball, I want one that is complete in one format, in nice, like, high-quality format, because it deserves it. Like, I don't want this whole, like, split up into 3 sections thing that Viz did. I want it just as, like, one whole thing. Jamie's Road said, thoughts on Pokemon Bank closure? Unfortunate, but not unexpected. They're rolling back support for things like the DS, because... And this is the thing, is like, for hardcore fans, yeah, we'll still keep using it, still keep playing the old games. But for the majority of Nintendo's audience, they don't care. Like, most people playing Pokemon do not need to transfer stuff from DS games. And so to keep that service running, and spend money on that service, is not a good investment for Nintendo as a company. So. Ryan says, I do feel like voice directing in the game is very hit or miss with some characters. Yeah, I actually can't stand Penny's English voice. I switched her to Japanese, and I like that better. Also because she is Japanese. I do like that they gave us the option to switch some of the voices out, because some of them are very weird, and I'm like, I'm going to start playing around with, like, my ideal stuff. And again, I do like the English voice for Robbie, but the Latin American Spanish voice is just peak. It just is so great. I'm loving it. Yeah. Alright, let me do the cool move. There we go. Let's see. Alice says, my Blind Justice, Batman Blind Justice arrived me until Crisis Part 2 of every single DC Finest in chronological order, going from the first issue book released. That is impressive. Very impressive. I read Blind Justice while I was on my trip. It's a good volume. Jay says, you're okay with Jim Voice and Tokon? Yeah, he's good. No problem with him. Conner 64 says, I get it. They're choosing obscure, deep cut, and less known characters you wouldn't think be in the game, like with Shuma Gorath and Blackheart. Yeah, that's what I like about these games, is when they throw in a weird one. Like, Spiral was a weird choice for Children of the Atom, so... should I fight Magic or Storm? I want to go fight Storm. Stussy says all these movie formats have Yu-Gi-Oh! Sounding titles. IMAX, ScreenX, 3DX, 4DX, RPX, Laser XD, Dolby. Yeah. What did I read during my trip? I read Batman Blind Justice, 3 chapters of a Star Wars novel, and about half of this Frank Miller Daredevil epic. which I'm still reading the rest of because it's fantastic. Who knew that? Yes, Frank Miller used to be an amazing artist. But I was gonna read more, but the problem is that like I'd go to the convention and then after like the convention on the first couple days didn't have that much to do, so we'd leave a little early and be like, oh, let's go visit the Titanic exhibit at the Luxor, and then we'd do that, have dinner, and then I'd come back to the hotel, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna read some Poison Ivy, and then I'd be asleep like halfway through the first issue because I was just tired. So I didn't read as much as I wanted to. That being said, I did read in the car a lot, which is where I read a big chunk of Blind Justice. I read a bunch of Daredevil, and I was playing some Switch games. I was playing a lot of One Piece Odyssey, because I've had that game for like years, and I need to finish it. But I was playing a lot of One Piece Odyssey. Switch to Loki. I was playing a lot of One Piece Odyssey, and then I played some Street Fighter 6 while I was on the road, so I wanted to see how that game ran offline. Actually runs pretty good. Street Fighter 6 runs better on Switch than it does PS5, surprisingly. Let me think. What else? Oh, yeah, so I was going to read more. Ended up reading, we ended up driving at night. We got like a late start coming back. And I read a big chunk of Poison Ivy. I only got like 6. I got like 6 issues of Poison Ivy left to be caught up. Which is good, because Bad Seeds is starting. And I need to catch up on Supergirl, because King of Mazad's coming up. So, comic reading, still doing it. I had a huge stack from my comic shop, so I was gone for a couple weeks. And I couldn't even go to the shop to pick it up. My dad went and got my stuff, because I was like, I'm too sick, I can't go anywhere. Snuzzy said I read Ultraman Avengers on my trip, didn't like it. Yeah, I don't love that either. I'm going to talk about the Ultraman Marvel comics in the next comic haul, because I got the omnibus in. I don't know, controversially, I don't like the Marvel Ultraman comics that much. I think I like Mystery of Ultra 7, I didn't like the others. Which is weird, because it's all creators I like. I just did not vibe with what they were doing in those books. Alright, fine, you want to play Storm? Let's do Storm. Should I do a cool, like, combination move? Let's do it. Oh, I missed. Alright. I will look at the chat again after I finish this match, because I am losing. Okay, I lost a round. Let's see. James Will says, why no Kamen Rider Ultraman Tokon battle style video game for consoles? Because Bandai's cheap, and they don't want to spend any money on Tokusatsu games. They barely spend money on their anime games, unless it's Dragon Ball. And so they don't spend any money on their Toku games. They just don't. Which is a shame, because, like, I feel like we could get some really great, like, could you imagine a Kamen Rider Ultraman game that plays like this? That'd be brilliant, but... Also, yes, as you can see from my Punk Storm skin, I did buy the Ultimate Edition on this game. I actually had reward points on a credit card, so I didn't actually spend anything out of pocket for Tokon. Which is nice, because I went on an expensive trip. And there's Omnis out the wazoo going on. There you go. Let's see. HDR says, with OG Ultraman, do you prefer the new 4K English dub or the old 60s dub? Neither. I don't like live-action dubs. Like, period. I always give them a shot, and I never like them. It's just not going to be a thing for me. Alice says, as a Magic fan and cosplayer, loving that she's getting the love she deserves. It is nice that she's getting love in the video games. I will talk more about Magic. Talk X-Men 97, spoilers. Muteki says, does Ultraman Marvel exist in the Ultraman canon universe because multiverse? No, it kind of exists in its own little pocket. It's just kind of its own little thing. And then when they did the Avengers crossover, it's kind of like a weird, like... I don't know. Let's do another one of these, because... I can show off my other team I've been running. Let's do Break Bullets. No, actually, let's do a different one so we have some variety.
Select your characters.
Stuff says he didn't like the Fox box. So, no, I mean, like, even good live-action dubs, like the ones they do for the current Ultraman, I just don't like them. It's just me and live-action dubbing. It doesn't click in my brain.
Select your characters.
Let's load my Magneto to the Brotherhood of Berserkers. I am aware of the mobile game DCKO. That's the end of everything I got on that. Have you seen Project Red, Gavin Infinity? I haven't finished it, and I haven't watched any Omega Horn yet. I've been busy. Those last couple weeks to get all this stuff ready, especially for the end of X month, means that I'm like super behind on a bunch of shows.
Brotherhood of Berserkers!
Let's see.
Spider-Man.
Are you hyped for Kamen Rider Might? Yeah. I mean, about the same amount of hype I always am for Kamen Rider, which is, yep, another year, another writer, and then I wait to see the show, because for me, like, suits, toys, none of that stuff interests me, like, that much. It comes down to writing and directing and performance. Like, the actual show itself matters to me more than, like, the surface level stuff. So it's like, I'm not that any more excited. I'm always excited to see new Kamen Rider, and that's pretty much all I am. Yeah, that's all I got on that. Snowsy says, really hope MCU brings Anya Taylor-Joy's magic, perfect casting, but there's a rumor out there Feige doesn't want to bring back any first-class Kinberg era cast, which is honestly smart. One of the issues we have at DC is we can't seem to let go of the past, because it's like, oh, we have a reboot, except Peacemaker's still canon. Oh, we have a reboot. Hey, Jason Momoa's still here. He's just playing a different character. Like, we can only do that so much before it starts to feel repetitive. So I'd be fine with them casting brand new people. But also with the way that the MCU X-Men cast has been shaping up so far, with Redacted and Kit Connor and Cyclops, they're going young with the main cast. So I don't know when we're going to touch New Mutants characters. And by that point, Anya Taylor-Joy is too old for the role. She was fantastic casting, and I wish the movie she was in was actually good. But it's just, it's just one of those things that I think we gotta let it go. The only cast member from the Fox stuff I think you could bring in, like age-wise and everything, would be if they decide to go with X-23 with Laura instead of Logan for Wolverine, because I think that's actually a really smart idea. You'd avoid the Hugh Jackman conversations if you just went with Laura. But outside of that, I think they're gonna go all fresh. That's probably smart. I'm also glad to see a younger cast for X-Men just because the MCU is kind of getting... We talked about this with the Doomsday cast, like everybody's over 35 except for a couple actors. And if this franchise is going to have legs, you need younger cast that can last longer, so... let's see. Do you hear about the Ultraman Deluxe from 7 Seas? Yep, I'll definitely be getting it. James World says, have you stopped buying Toku stuff? Indefinitely. No. I'm still going to pick up, like, Sentai Memorial Editions, because I like those, and the occasional Kamen Rider thing, aka whatever, Agito. But I'm not really, like, I'm not doing collecting gimmicks anymore. Gotchard kind of broke me. I don't want to ever do that again. So, which is funny, because I just got the Gotchard card set in. But, like, those Bandai, like, the premium Bandai Memorial items where you can get, like, all the major stuff in one package, like, sign me up. I just don't want to do the collecting gimmick thing anymore. It's just, I'm over it. I've done it, it's fun. I'm tired of it. There we go, combo attack. Alright, let me finish this round and all. Get some more. Okay. Let's see. Counter 64 says we have a triple feature today at the end of Oak Street, Paw Patrol the Dino movie, and Nimrod's 3 movie coming out on the same day. How unique is that right there? I love it. I love when movies have variety. I love when you can go to the theater and be like, oh, let me pick something, and you have, like, options that aren't just, like, variations of the same thing. So, Latin Gamer says, not enjoying Ultraman Teo. Have you seen it yet? I have. It's a weird show. They like doing non-linear storytelling, but they don't like telegraphing it very well, which is making it kind of hard to sort of tap into. But I like that it's different.
Magneto.
Uh,
The lead.
it'd be cool for more people to show up in Secret Wars instead of the X-Men reboot. Ujagi says, are you buying the Yagito sword? Nah, I'm not. I'm just gonna pass on it. I want it, but it's just so expensive. Alice says DC movies are like DC comics. They can't commit to full reboot. Even after Absolute Power and Dark Crisis, still not a full reboot, still a soft reboot. Yeah, I mean, I think we've made the comparison that Gunn's DCU is just the new 52. It's like, here's the things that are still canon, and here's the things that aren't canon, and then here's the things we condensed into the canon. We'll see how Lanterns is. I was surprised the reviews were so good, so I'm gonna at least watch the first episode, because I still have my HBO subscription for Superman, so...
Sorry, bub.
I still don't know how your username goes. Anyways, do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 will ever get a release, let alone a physical one? Nope, that's never coming out again. There's too much legal snacks. With that being a Toei show, and all the people at Konami that are involved. You want to see me be annoying with Magneto? Look at this. He can just bounce stuff. I like that it is actually magnetism. Like, he's throwing objects in this game, not like... In MVC, he's kind of just throwing energy orbs. But they actually have debris, and it's specific debris to each stage. Like, if you're in the Nowhere stage, he, like, is throwing a ship, and then that becomes debris. And I'm very, very terrible against Wolverine at the moment. Let's see. Counter 64, imagine if we got an adaptation of Gavin Infinity as a sequel series to VR Troopers. That would be insane. I do think with the way that IP ownership works with Western companies now, we're not really going to see adaptations that much. Like, Armor Swords might be one of the last times we see, like, an adaptation of a show instead of just a straight dub or, like, a complete remake. Like, it's good on the budget to, like, adapt the Toku show like they did in the 90s, but if you want IP management, being halfway tied with another company is not going to give you IP management. And that's what a lot of these companies like having now. Latin Gamer says, loved X-Men 97 Season 2. That ending, can't wait for Season 3. I'm very looking forward to Season 3. I have a lot of thoughts in Season 2, which I want to give on Monday. We can, like, talk about it in depth, and I can have, like, longer conversations about it, and then that way everybody's got spoiler warnings as well. Oh, I didn't do the team-up attack correctly. Oh well. Let's see. Spider's Prime says I didn't see both Omega and Teo because I got other Ultraman series to finish. I have others to finish too, but I always keep up with whatever's current. Because it works better for me also covering news and stuff when I'm, like, not years behind on shows. Oh, I still don't have my fourth. Let me get Star-Lord into it. There we go. I love this game. It's not MVC, which I know a lot of people were kind of hoping to be an MVC replacement. I'm really glad it isn't. I like when this... I think it's fun having a Marvel fighting game. It's not versus Capcom. Stussy says, isn't it fascinating that Marvel and DC's film trouble just like the comics? Marvel relies on big events and multiverse, while DC puts too much reliance on one creator and writer. That's exactly what's going on right now. That's a 100% accurate read. 100%. Power 64 says Power Rangers reboot is said to be canceled. I didn't even talk. I'm just not even on Monday's topics. I'll talk about it now. Absolutely zero surprise. Like, Disney Plus is not doing live action shows anymore. Wonder Man was like the first sign of it, but we got like several reports that are like, yeah, Disney's not doing live action shows on Disney Plus anymore. It's going to be just animated shows aimed at older audiences. I think younger animated shows are still going to go to Disney Channel. Power Rangers reboot, I think, was already dead before then, but that was the nail in the coffin. Like, that was it. That's just how it is. It's funny because it has nothing to do with Hasbro. It has everything to do with Disney Plus' shifting priorities. That reboot would have gone ahead with a streamer that was willing to invest in it, but Disney is not willing to invest in live-action superhero shows anymore on their platform. If they were, we'd be getting more Marvel shows, and we'd be getting Wonder Man Season 2. But they're not, so if they're not going to do it with their other IP, they're not going to do it with an IP that they have to share with somebody else. It's just how it is. Like, you're gonna see less Disney Plus originals, I think, because even their investors are telling them like having so many original shows diluted all their brands that they should stop doing it. So like that's it. Like that's the end of it. Now the thing is, if Hasbro is serious about bringing out new Power Rangers, they'll go find another network or distributor to work with it. If they aren't, they're just going to sit on it and license it out to anybody else, because that's business these days. Let me see where we're at. I will also say, and I will always continue to say this forever, because I'm never going to defend Hasbro. Screw them for many reasons. But most of Power Rangers' problems are not Hasbro's fault. Most of Power Rangers' problems stem from that stupid-ass 2017 movie. That movie legitimately ruined the Power Rangers brand. Because it was so, like, deathly serious, it was a joke to the general public. Because people's perception, it was, it didn't change people's perception of the Power Rangers because it wasn't good enough. And it was so deathly serious it became a joke. Kind of the way that, like, Transformers became a joke after Age of Extinction. There is not a way to revive Power Rangers that is easy. And it has been cratering ever since that movie. And because that movie cost so much to make, and had so little box office return, that it not only didn't break even, it didn't make its budget back. So much money was lost on that. So many retailers lost faith in Power Rangers toys because of how terrible the 2017 movie and Ninja Steel toy lines were, because Saban made them do 2 toy lines at once, and they didn't have the budget for that. There's not anything to do to fix Power Rangers besides taking it off the grid for a long time and bringing it back strong with a really quality project. But you gotta wait like another 5 or 10 years. You gotta give it time for people to forget the 2017 movie happened. That has to be gone out of casual movie-going audiences, out of retailers, out of studios, out of theaters. Everybody's got to forget that movie happened. Then you bring it back and you get something really good. Like, really solid, really strong. And most importantly, a ton of action. Because regardless of personal thoughts on the movie, that movie had little to no action sequences. And the thing is that when you're doing a movie based on a toy property, action sequences are key. One of the big reasons the MCU had their string of billion-dollar hits is because they had really great action sequences, and people will go back to the theater to see those action sequences again. Power Rangers didn't have that. It surfed Dracula's its way all the way to like a pretty short, like, I mean, they have a Ranger fight scene that lasts 5 minutes, maybe. It's like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it's just a big old Megazord fight that's mostly just metal slapping itself. It doesn't work. And the casual moviegoer either never went to go see it, because it also, as a reminder, it came out in the most crowded month possible. It came out next to Logan, Beauty and the Beast, Ghost in the Shell, and Kong Skull Island. Like, it was too crowded of a month. The movie wasn't good enough, and anybody that saw it didn't really want to see it again. That's the thing, if they're gonna bring Power Rangers back, it's gonna be big, flashy, and have some really great action, because that's what Power Rangers is known for. It's like really great action scenes. That's like the thing you gotta nail first, and then you get the characters and story put around it. The movie's priorities were just all screwed up, and it didn't work. But it launched the career of 5 very successful actors. Like, every one of those actors, like, got onto a big project after that, so good for them. They got a good springboard. I think it's good. Let me see, where are we at? That was a tangent. Daredevil is done after Season 3, Stussy, because with Daredevil Season 3, Season 3 got announced before Season 2 started airing. Season 2's finished airing, they're about to finish filming Season 3 of Daredevil, and we haven't heard anything about a Season 4. They're not doing a Season 4. It's the last live-action show, just like Ahsoka Season 2 is the last live-action Star Wars show. Like, that much is clear from how Disney's been moving and acting with both of them. Which is also probably why all the Defenders are coming back for Season 3. There is rumors that they're going to do more special presentations, and I think it's totally fine. They should do more of those. Just give them more than $5 budget like that Punisher special. Power Rangers.
I'm ready.
Round 3. Fight!
Yeah, Commodore 64 Dragon Knight is a great example of how to do a Tokusatsu adaptation. Because it's very tonally similar to the Japanese shows, where it's light and fun, but it knows when to get serious and keep its tone, like, balanced. Because I think it's the problem, sometimes, like, Power Rangers would undercut itself with jokes. I was watching Ultraman Great, because the Ultraman Great comics are in the Ultraman Omnibus, and, like, I need to watch this show so I know, like, what the hell these comics are about, so I can talk about it in the comic hall. And Ultraman Great has, like, this sequence where, like, people are dying left and right in a city, and every single member of the defense team is just making jokes about it. And, like, tone problem. Tone problem is a definite thing. Let's see.
Especially a paltry fool such as you.
Power Rangers are alive in comics and toys. Unfortunately, 2 out of the 3 comics are terrible. Power Rangers Unlimited is an outstanding comic that amazes me and is written with so much love and passion for Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is written out of spite, and Power Rangers Green doesn't understand what it is. And I don't understand how all 3 exist. Like, Unlimited feels like it's stuck in the back door when nobody was looking. It's so weird. Muteki says Doctor Who's not dead, but the creators are like in a weird purgatory. Yeah, I mean, Doctor Who's not dead because they're actively shopping it around for someone to make the show. And we have to just wait till somebody picks it up. But it's also fine, because the longer time we take since Reality War, let us forget Reality War. Which is still the worst finale of anything I've ever seen in my life. So,
The Titans clash. Which side will stand as humanity's
anyways, speaking of dead franchises, the MCU. No, it's funny how many people are like, oh, the MCU's back because Spider-Man made money. I'm like, it's Spider-Man. He's going to make money even if the Earth is done. Like, if we were in a post-apocalyptic state, Spider-Man still would make $1 billion. Spider-Man. I'm really curious how Avengers Doomsday is going to be. How's it going to be received? Is it going to actually make money? Is spending $100 million for Robert Downey Jr. to sit behind a mask the entire time going to be worth it to them? We'll find out. I don't think it was worth the gamble. Okay, Iron Man's just jumping around. Blade's really fun. It's fun. This is a 4v4 game, and you really only need to have one character nailed, and the other 3 can be assists. But I've kind of found 8 characters I'm really comfortable with, which is this team: Magneto, Blade, Wolverine, Star-Lord, and then my other team, which is Ghost Rider, Storm, Loki, and Goblin. I feel pretty confident with all of them. We will talk about Star Wars Marvel crossover on Monday, but I'll give you the short answer of, feels like Marvel broke glass in case of emergency. I'll just leave it at that for now. Commodore 64 says thoughts on Vic Mignogna. Pretty sure proven in court that he is a sex pest and shouldn't be allowed at conventions. And I'll leave it at that. See, if they don't use MF Doom in that movie, I'll be pissed. It's funny because we're getting MF Doom in Beyond the Spider-Verse. It'd be funny if that's in Beyond the Spider-Verse, but we don't have MF Doom in Avengers Doomsday. The trick with doing MF Doom in universe for Marvel stuff is it's like, oh wait, did he name his personality after a dictator of a country? Instead of like, I love this comic character. It's like, oh, you like this real-world dictator?
This was the only possible outcome.
Let's see. Joga Jangle says, I hope the Mutant Saga turns things around for the MCU. I'm hoping they just get a better plan and stop putting these years-long delays between character appearances. Like, the fact we're on our 2nd appearance of Shang-Chi in live action, and it's 5 years since this movie, is ridiculous. We need to close those gaps. Because it makes everything feel directionless. I'm gonna play Wolverine, I've played him all the time. We need some direction again. That's what we need. Direction and plans. And consistent quality. Because, I mean, the last few movies have been good. Like, Thunderbolt's Fantastic Four Brand New Day has been a pretty solid run. That Doomsday's probably going to screw up, but we'll see. Harl says Doomsday's either going to be a massive flop or make a surprising amount of money, nothing in between. I think My current prediction is the opening weekend's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge opening weekend, especially because everybody's feeling good after Spider-Man. And, you know, it's got the X-Men in it, right? Opening weekend's going to be huge. If the movie's good and people like it and want to see it again, it'll probably make $1 billion. If the movie's bad and people hate it and don't want to ever see it again, it's going to have like a 75% drop-off on the second weekend, and Jumanji's going to take its box office place. That's how I see it going. You know, if they make a movie that the general audience likes and wants to see again, yeah, its second weekend's going to be great, but otherwise I think it's going to fall off like Supergirl did. Where it's like, oh, the people that wanted to see it saw it opening weekend, and everybody else decided, never mind. Like, word of mouth's going to be everything on Doomsday for the box office. I do hope it's a good movie. You know, I don't like a majority of what they're doing in it, but I hope it's a good movie. I don't want the movie to be bad. I'd love for it to be good. I'd love for it to be one of those, like, well, it's a terrible adaptation, but at least it's a good movie. Which might be what Lanterns is. We'll see tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Sunday, whenever Lanterns airs. The worst thing you can be is be a bad movie or TV show and a bad adaptation, because then it's like, well, what'd you even do? You made changes for no reason. Let's see. Alice says, so I finished UC Continuity, Gundam in chronological order, need recommendation, but I watched the god-awful G-Savior movie to finish off the timeline. Yes, because honestly, everyone told me G-Savior was terrible for years, and I found it to be not that bad. It's not good. I'll tell you that up front. It's not good. But it's not as terrible as people make it seem. It's a TV movie from Canada. Just go in with the mentality that's a TV movie from Canada. Not like it's a high-budget movie. And you might have a good fun time with it. Also, if you like Canadian actors that show up as TV guest appearances. Like the voice of Tigatron's in that movie. It's fun. It's fun for what it is. Udegi says, obvious sign that Star Wars and Marvel coming to Kingdom Hearts. Star Wars is so coming to Kingdom Hearts. I don't know about Marvel, but Star Wars totally is. Tower 64 says, sorry I brought him up, not a lot of people want to talk about him. For good reason. He has some fans that will ignore everything that he's done and everything that it's been proven that he's done.
Don't skip. You get to see me looking awesome.
I didn't know Deadpool narrates his own intro.
Come on.
That's fun.
Why does everyone else get
Anyways, there's a lot of fans of his that will ignore the evidence, the court filings, the court rulings, and everything, and say he did nothing wrong, and then, you know, say something like, oh, is there any evidence of his accusations? It's like, yeah, there's court hearings. There's court filings. There is evidence. It is proven in the court of law. So, I love this. I love how everybody roasts Deadpool in the game.
This should be an interesting match.
Deadpool's too fun in this game because he's just 100%
That
references.
sounds fun. Yeah.
Uh,
Do it.
Stuzzy says, after No Way Home, I thought we'd get a whole Spider-Man trilogy before we go to Doomsday Secret Wars. Feels off to have one solo movie from the 3 Spider-Man. That's because they're rushing their big Avengers team up. We only got one Fantastic Four movie, and they've not met Doctor Doom in this universe on screen. And yet we're going straight to big old crossover with Doom the Villain, so that's a problem for everybody. Same with Thunderbolts. Or Sam's Avengers. They haven't had any outing yet. This movie's having to do a lot of legwork in its like first half hour. But post Secret Wars, if we're gonna actually have like a plan again, that'd be all worth it, I guess. What's Deadpool giving me hands? Oh right, because he can Roman cancel. Nobody else can Roman cancel, just Deadpool, because it's Guilty Gear reference. Alright. Stuzzy says Lanterns looks like it's gonna serve Dracula. It's weird, because they released the first 5 minutes, and like Hal's in the costume in the flashback. So maybe it won't, because it seems like they're gonna be jumping timelines. Which is very Tom King of them, which I know he's like showrunner or whatever, so it makes sense. But he's not showrunner, he's like head writer. They're jumping around, so I don't know how much Surf Dracula it'll be. I'm gonna give Lanterns at least 1 episode. I don't know if I'm gonna like watch the entire thing, but I'm gonna like at least watch episode 1 and then decide if I want to continue. Like, if I just hate everything about it, I'm just like, well, I'm not going to waste 8 hours of my life. I feel like I'm wasting my time with Kid Crusader, too. I'm just not enjoying it. Like, the third episode felt like it lasted an hour and a half. I'm just not enjoying it.
Oye, sonríe. Al menos sigues con vida.
Yeah, Alice is going through UC chronologically, saying never make any more one-year war stuff ever again. I know, I am so tired of one-year war stuff, and I hope we're getting on the other side of it, because, like, they've made too many projects, when there's so many fun gaps in the timeline we could be exploring. Oh, I should throw Deadpool through this round there. There we go. So there's any chance Moon Knight and She-Hulk will be on Sam's Avengers team? Zero chance. I don't think they're in Doomsday. There's some leaked concept art that says that She-Hulk will be in Secret Wars. Like, there's some leaked concept art, which Marvel took down with copyright takedown notices, that basically kind of shows a lot of the characters we're missing from Doomsday are going to be, like, focal characters in Secret Wars. And honestly, that could kind of work for me. So, we'll see. Kippy says, come on, Cape Crusader Joker's Jamaican. Is he? So far, he's just been boring. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of the Joker yet, because they slow burned him like crazy. That Riddler episode pissed me off, too, because I was like, alright, so you keep having him ask people questions that sound like riddles just to give a straight answer or just to shoot them. It's like, a lot of Cape Crusader feels edgy for the sake of edgy. And not to, like, make a point, or deconstruct a character, or, like, be interesting. There's like, what if we were just edgy? What if everything was edgy? And I'm like, do you think noir storytelling is just being edgy? Spider Noir is a noir story. This week's Star Trek episode was a noir story. Cape Crusader is a try-hard noir story that doesn't understand things. Exactly my point, Muteki. He's a Riddler because he riddles them with bullets. It's so try-hard. It's ridiculous. Hey, actually, you haven't missed much, because mostly I'm just playing Tokon and then answering questions because I've been sick all week and I didn't have anything else prepared for today. So, that's basically what this stream is.
You think that's news to anybody? You must be new around here, bro.
Brace yourself.
I'm so glad Steve Blum is voicing Goblin again. I've missed this. Alright, I want to do a Goblin versus Goblin. I'm not... Yeah, let's send Northern Fly. Come on. There we go. Alright, do a Goblin fight. No, Goblin fight. Oh, did I use these? There we go. Goblin party. Boom. Yo, Soundout recently saw Clerks and loved it. And any recs for similar movies? Check out Mallrats. I don't know exactly how similar it is to Clerks, but I find that Mallrats... I kind of like Mallrats more than Clerks. Kevin Smith's like filmography is pretty solid, too. I do recommend that. Any thoughts on Ninth Jedi? I haven't gotten to watch it yet, because I was traveling and then I was sick, and I've been trying to like catch up on stuff in like DC's catalog. And I'm like, oh, I gotta watch Cape Crusader so I can review it, but I'm kind of like struggling, and I might just not finish it. We'll see. Uteki says, save some Tokon and voice casting, only voice 2 characters, price of 1. I think Blum got paid twice for this one, but I don't know. How was One Piece Cafe this time? It was excellent. They put lights behind the character cutouts, so it's like they upgraded the place. Food was really good. They had some new menu items I thought was awesome. I got some really cool stuff. I realized they've probably been on in the background, and I just never pointed them out. I got these cool, let me switch cameras real quick. I got these cool standee lights. Actually, I think they're too bright. You can't see them. There you go. Like, one's the Thousand Sunny and one's Law. They're really neat. I like them. It was fun also going to the One Piece Cafe on my birthday because One Piece nerd. That was fun. Stussy says Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Sam seems pretty disappointing lineup. It is a pretty disappointing lineup, and I'm not exactly sure if that is the point because like Thor's like, oh my god, Doom's so scary, and I'm like, you're probably saying that because you saw Sam's team having 0 heavy hitters. Like, it's got Shang-Chi, that's their heavy hitter. Everybody else is not really gonna do much against Thing. So yeah, it's kind of where it is. It's very weird. Again, they may be a grand plan for this, but I'm not really that confident. Alice says, do you think the MCU overdo Hobgoblin? I personally don't. I would like them to do something with the goblins. I feel like they should do Hobgoblin. Obviously not dead. That'd be weird. But I have a thing they should introduce Harry Osborn. I think would be fun. And then, like, Peter doesn't trust him the entire time because of his experience with Toby's Norman. Right? Like, they should just, like, introduce Harry Osborn. And maybe not even include Norman. Maybe just have Norman out of the picture. But, like, have Peter be completely distrustful the entire time. Because of his past Green Goblin experience. Like, that could be, like... That could be something. That could be really, really something. You think you're going to see the 50th anniversary Star Wars theatrical screening? Absolutely, I'll be there day one. They're saying, hey, you want these theatrical cuts? Put your money where your mouth is, and I will do that. And then I want a 4K Blu-ray. It's part of the agreement. Thor walked in and saw someone get these beggars out of here. Yeah, no, basically, like, Thor knows he's in trouble with the current team. I mean, he walks into that roster and he's like, oh, we're screwed. That's why he's so terrified. It's not Doom, it's the fact he's like, oh no, it's me and Shang-Chi against Doom, because everybody else isn't going to cut it. It's like, what is this new Avengers team? They're 80% super soldier. Like, literally, everybody's got the same power on that team, which is gun. Like, everybody just gun. That's the new Avengers powers. And then there's Bob. But Bob doesn't want to be Sentry at the moment, and he probably won't be, because I feel like Bob won't be Sentry until Secret Wars, kind of like the way that, like, Hulk was kind of benched during Infinity War, to keep the power stakes there, so. Oh, it'd be your first time seeing Star Wars be in theater? That would be fun. That would be actually a really cool way to see it. Honestly, like, that's a good plan. Hey, there's Ghost. Yeah, her power is also gun. Because every time she started phasing, they, like, electroshocked her. And unless she's gonna, like, phase into Doom's chest and pull his heart out, like, I don't know what else she's gonna do. I like Ghost. I like all these characters. It's just they made Doctor Doom so stupidly powerful, I don't really know what they're supposed to do. Again, aside from Shang-Chi. His 10 rings. Yeah, I think the OG VHS tapes were the only time the actual pure theatrical releases came out. Because the Laserdisc releases from the 90s had audio changes. Thunderbolts are basically G.I. Joe. With surprisingly less ninjas. Yeah. I do think the only reason the theatrical cuts are coming out now is because it's the 50th. And, like, I think George had some kind of clause in his contract. Has been the rumor for a long time. I have been feeling with him building a very expensive museum, Disney probably cut him a check for the museum and said, hey, we're going to release this theatrical cuts. And he's probably like, okay, this is the thing I want to do is this museum. So, I want to see the George Lucas museum. It looks so cool.
And so we approach the end of your little tale.
I like this color for Loki.
The magic of my true people.
Right, so they need Trevor to give a power speech to Doom like he did to Wonder Man, but then the show got canned. Yeah, honestly, like, there's some characters, like, honestly, like, the secret to defeating Doom is to just bring Luis in, and he just starts, like, talking, and never stops, and then Doom's just like, you know what, it's not worth it, I'll just leave. Removing Ant-Man's weird friends from Quantumania was one of the movie's first problems. Like, so much energy was lost with them not there.
Oh, I would love to say that was a difficult fight. But just this one time, I suppose.
I like Loki's victory
I'll
screen.
tell the truth.
That little hair drop, so sinister.
Winner, player 1.
Excuse me. All right. Shall we fight Ghost Rider or Magic? Let's fight Ghost Rider.
Now for today's main event.
Notice how Doom didn't show up the Hawkeye retired. I mean, if the Avengers lose in Doomsday, it will keep the streak that if Hawkeye isn't there, they lose. And again, if concept art is to be believed, Kate Bishop will be in Secret Wars, so look how that all works out. You don't have your Hawkeye, you ain't winning.
Give it up for Vengeful Exiles!
That would be the craziest Doomsday cameo if, like, the director from Wonder Man just walks out and he was like, yeah, this was all a movie, and everybody's like, oh. And then the real Dr. Doom shows up. It'd be like a movie within a movie, like Tropic Thunder. Actually, yeah, if Avengers Doomsday was a Tropic Thunder remake, that'd be crazy. Okay, it's crazy that he says no mames. Like, that should get this game an M rating if you know Spanish.
Brace yourself. Round 1.
Yeah, Ryan said this is why they shouldn't have canned Squirrel Girl. She would have beat them. It was funny because one of the actors from New Warriors like did an Instagram photo dump the other day because he was like, "Oh, I heard they're having trouble with Doom. Well, I know somebody that could beat him," and he's just like posting New Warriors behind the scenes stuff, and I'm like, "Aw." I don't think it was anything we had never seen before, but this is kind of fun. God. It's very funny because Robbie refers to his car as car in English as like a proper noun. The Spanish version just has him going, "Hey, car." Oh yeah, no, this is just like Blue Beetle having secret Spanish curse words. That movie is like a hard R in Spanish. If you know Spanish, Blue Beetle's a hard R movie. And it's because a lot of the terms like don't have exact English translations, so it's like the ratings board could never pick it up on it. Like, no mames has got possible translations, but it's a phrase that translates a lot more explicitly in English if you look at context of how it's used. Which can would be crazier for you? Tom Hardy, Venom, Ben Affleck, Daredevil, or Jared Leto, Morbius? Jared Leto, Morbius would be the craziest one because you're telling me that like we couldn't get Halle Berry as Storm, but we got Mr. Mr. Box Office Curse is the one you decide to get instead. Like, it doesn't matter if the movie's good or bad. If he's in the movie, it fails. It happens every single time. Kind of like it. It's funny, he calls himself Phantasma instead of Ghost Rider in Spanish. I like it. Ben Affleck Daredevil would also be crazy because I think he never wants to touch superhero movies again after Batman. I think he's done. Tom Hardy Venom, if he showed up, I wouldn't even be surprised. But I also feel like Venom Last Dance really put a button on that character. I really don't feel like we ever need him back. Also, would Disney want one of Sony's toys in their toy box movie? I don't know, unless it's Spider-Man. Where's Star-Lord at these days? The Guardians fell off the face of the universe after their third movie. Marvel was like, they made $850 million at the box office. Cool, let's bury them forever. We've had, like, basically no Guardian stuff since. It's really disappointing. See, there he refers to car in Spanish. But when he says car in English, but he says, like, you know, as a proper noun, like a name, it's funny.
Brace yourself.
I am happy that Blue Beetle's going to be in Man of Tomorrow, but I'm also, like, sad that, conversely, his show is not happening at the moment. Like, it's a problem with Gunn's DC universe. It's like, they announced all these things, and it was exciting, and I was like, oh, this is great, this is cool, this is some weird business choices, but hey, it's bold, it's exciting, and now, like, basically nothing's happening, besides this next Superman movie. I like how even the computer, like, AI fighters can't deal with how fast Loki moves. Okay, I don't even know who got KO'd. Oh, that was me. Damn.
Stop! Let me play my victory music.
Mutalia says, could MCU do X-Men space stories are too crazy and wild for general audience? Can you believe that despite the X-Men having, like, a lot of space stories, the only movie to ever do a space story was Dark Phoenix in its opening? Like, that's it? Like, despite the Starjammers and the Shi'ar and all the crazy cosmic stuff the X-Men get up to, like, the only movie to actually have a scene in space is Dark Phoenix. It's also the best scene in the movie. Like, everything's downhill from that. Honestly, like, Dark Phoenix is a pretty crap movie, but that opening sequence with Jean saving the ship, legitimately really well done. Harlow says, DC Studios is so much more potential company since they had the chance to completely fresh start, but they didn't do it. Yeah, basically, they could have looked at what the MCU did wrong and what the DCEU did wrong, and then, like, taken that knowledge and done something better. Instead, they just ended up doing the exact same thing that both did, seemingly because they thought they could just do it better, like, because they were better than them. Like, it has the sense of, well, those mistakes won't happen to me, even though they totally did. Like, that's just kind of the vibe I get sometimes. Like, you know, we clown on Marvel's, like, slates and how things change, but none of them are as decimated as the slates that James Gunn showed. So. Let's see. Alice says, I think they probably want to see how people feel about Man of Tomorrow and people's reaction to Jaime before they fully commit themselves to an animated series. That's fine, but then why did they announce it like it was happening? Like, that's kind of my problem, is not so much the status of projects, but the fact that they announced them like, we're definitely doing this, and then they just don't materialize, and it's like, so are you doing it or not? Because now I don't feel like I can trust anything they announce. And also, you can't get a Blue Beetle animated series going, but you can get a Mr. Miracle one that's completely untested with those characters, right? Why does Jaime have to be tested when Mr. Miracle doesn't? Or in other terms, why does my favorite brown boy have to be tested while the white guy gets an easy pass? Is it because he's got Tom King backing him? Is it really the Tom King cinematic universe after all? These are the questions I ask. Same thing with Ryan mentioning how Captain Marvel's been gone since the Marvels. So has Miss Marvel, so has Monica. And yet, Ant-Man lost Marvel billions of dollars and also contributed to the entire downfall of their multiverse saga plans, and yet he's still allowed to be in Doomsday. It always seems like the characters of color have to, quote-unquote, prove themselves, whereas the white characters just get a pass no matter what they do. Or should I say, the white male characters, specifically. Because, yeah, in the case of Captain Marvel, that's a white woman, but it's a woman, and they don't tend to do it. It's a real problem. It's a problem that both, like, DC and Marvel are struggling with in their movie divisions. The fact that, like, all their women and characters of color are getting screwed over while the white male characters are getting free passes, regardless of quality and box office results. It's a good thing Supergirl's in Woman of Tomorrow, or else I'd be calling Superfowl.
Always gets what he wants.
Let's see. Stussy says, I'm fascinated to see the approach to MCU X-Men. Will it be like Spider-Man where they avoid doing repeat villains? Be hard to avoid Magneto, Mystique, Apocalypse, and Phoenix. I think they're gonna avoid them initially. Like, I know Adam Driver's been rumored to play literally every X-Men villain at this point, but someone says Sebastian Shaw, and it's like that plus Emma Frost, like where the Hellfire Club Inner Circle was the first villains, honestly wouldn't be a bad way to take it. Because, like, yeah, we've gotten Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw before in First Class, but, like, you do a more comics accurate, you do, like, a more centralized version of it, and it's like, yeah, no, you're doing something different. People be into it. Yeah, I think with how young they've cast the X-Men, we will get a Phoenix adaptation, but it's going to be in, like, 10 years. You know, it's going to be a while. I think that's totally fine. Darklaw says, can Mr. Miracle be a white guy if he's from space? Yes, it's just like Superman. You may not be, like, legally, ethnically Caucasian if you're from space, but you look white, so you get all the privileges of being white. So it counts. Like, it's the whole dichotomy between Superman and Icon, right? Superman is from Krypton, but he looks white, was raised by a white family in Kansas to a loving family. Icon was a shape-shifting alien who landed on Earth, took the appearance of a black child in a slave plantation, and had to live through the struggles of slavery and the harshness and the worst parts of humanity, meaning he's super jaded while Superman is super hopeful. Like, it's a very core part to the characters, actually. And so that's like, it's the same thing with Mr. Miracle. It's like, you know, if they did race change him, I think it'd be great. I mean, they kind of have with, gosh, who's the second guy? Shiloh Norman. But, you know, in terms of scot-free from Apocalypse, yeah, he still looks white, so he still gets all the benefits of being white. And we also know Tom King's not the kind of guy to race change Mr. Miracle, because it's Tom King. Let's see. At first, I thought you said Adam Driver's playing Emma Frost. I mean, at one point, it felt like he was rumored for that. So as he says, that's interesting. My initial reading, Emma Frost casting that should be a teacher at the school. I think she will eventually. I think they're going to go for a redemption arc, and I'll tell you why. Have you seen a movie called Thunderbolts? You've got the same director and writer from Thunderbolts doing X-Men. They do love a redemption story, right? And I feel like doing an Emma Frost redemption story would be interesting, and then also give her, like, distinction from Jean in that way. Also, Samara Weaving is, like, 10 years older than the rest of the X-Men. So while she could be the teacher, it's not, like, a huge gap in age. But it's enough of a gap that I think we're going to avoid love triangles. So, Alice says, how do you do a PG-13 version of Hellfire Club if they do them as the first villain? I mean, they did it in First Class. So, it's doable. It's going to be a little edgy with it, but you can do it. I'm going to play Survival Mode until I lose, and then I will call the end of the stream in the next 30 minutes, because I am still going to use a registered team, because I'm just not comfortable with a lot of this roster. So, I do want to go for a little bit, and then I'm going to jump off, because Fighter Cows is streaming at twitch.tv/FighterCows at 4, and I want to be done before then. So, Darklaw says, when did Hellfire get his own club? Is it the circus? Alright, so like 10 layers of trivia here. 10 layers of trivia here, right? Hellfire Club would be a circus if it was Hellfire's club, right? Because he's our resident clown. But you get to think about the fact that we got the clown imagery and the circus imagery from Take That. And then you got to load in the fact that Take That did the theme song to X-Men First Class, which featured the Hellfire Club. You have now made a 10-layer joke. And that's your random British music trivia of the day. Let's see how long I can go this. Oh yeah, that's the thing with Magneto. So like on this stage, you can see he throws cars and stuff to get debris. Like, I love the detail in this game. That, like, yes, Magneto's debris changes on the stage. Like, he's throwing parts of the X-Mansion. On the X-Mansion stage, he throws spaceships on the space stage. And then in this case, he's throwing cars and stuff. So, Air says, to me, it makes sense that the school is almost more like a college, and I've had teachers in college that weren't much older than I was. Yeah, I think that's going to be totally, like, where they go with it. I would say I would be disappointed if Emma isn't a villain to start and then get a redemption arc, because I think that's just such a good part of her character. And then, like, teaching is usually the thing that brings her over to the side, the good side. And so I think like her maybe working with the Hellfire Club, and then she sees these mutants who have been hurt, especially, I'll just say it, the movie's been out long enough, especially with Jean in Brand New Day. Like, she's going to see these hurt mutants and go, okay, I want to help them. I want to help these mutants. And that's, like, what brings her turn to being a teacher and to being on the good side. I think that would be really, really good. And I want to see that play out. And I think if they just jump straight to, oh, she's just a teacher at the school, that'd be really sad, because I feel like that'd be kind of a waste of a good potential storyline. Eris says, how's it been gaming so far? Really, really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Everything from the beta I didn't like has been fixed, pretty much. Still some tweaking that could be done here and there, but I am enjoying the hell out of it. I particularly like Magneto. He's like the most fun I've ever seen Magneto to be. So,
You have a choice. A swift surrender.
Yeah, I really like it.
Or greater suffering.
Alice says, would it be weird if this game got a Danger Room stage, but Danger is a character in the game? I would love it if she just, like, she, like, constantly is, like, freaked out. Kind of like how Robbie's freaked out when he sees another Ghost Rider. Like, it'd be really funny if, it'd be really, really funny if she had a stage and she's like, what am I doing here? Am I inside myself? Ryan says, I didn't realize that Take That was part of Robbie's story until you mentioned it to me, so I thought they were just clown people. I mean, to be fair, yes, but also Robbie Williams is the Forrest Gump of entertainment. I don't know, old internet lore. If you all remember, there used to be this thing that people do called, like, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, that, like, you could connect Kevin Bacon to anything within, like, 6 degrees of separation. You can do that with Robbie Williams, like, 2 degrees of separation in almost every instance. It's insane how, like, that man's life is, like, connected to things. It's insane. It's bonkers. Let's see. What is the best physical media release you have in your collection? That's tough, because I got a lot of really good ones. It is not Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That's in, like, bottom 10. That thing's a disappointment.
This team's got some serious
I want to say, like, the Indiana Jones 4K. The Indiana Jones 4K set I love. In terms of best, there's been some really good ones lately. Curse of Frankenstein. Not Curse of Frankenstein. Horror of Frankenstein. No, that's the Dracula one. The Peter Cushing Frankenstein. That 4K, being 4 discs and 3 of them are bonus features, absolutely sublime. Ryan says it's like how every game's connected to Street Fighter. Yeah, it's like that, really. It's like 2 degrees of separation from Street Fighter, 2 degrees of separation from Robbie Williams. It's the same thing. Stussy says, I think they would probably hold off on Mystique the most with how prominent she was in First Class series as a hero.
Well, don't forget the
I would say that as well. I would say anybody that's on the Doomsday X-Men lineup that's not Cyclops, Magneto, or maybe Beast. I have a feeling we're not seeing Nightcrawler right away. I have a feeling we're not seeing Mystique right away. I feel like we're not going to see Gambit right away. And I do have a feeling that the reason they didn't call Famke up for Doomsday is because of Sadie Sink. I think these are all, like, I don't think the Avengers Doomsday X-Men lineup is terrible accidentally. You know what I mean? Don't remind me of the DC anime movie spines. I still haven't bought the Crisis trilogy because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the damn spines. Russian Wanderer says most nefarious worst thing that Pokemon has done. So I don't do a lot of Pokemon. So this may not be it, but I think the thing that annoyed me the most that they did was when they made the Mega Stones for the Kalos starters, like, behind, like, you have to play online to get them. Like, that just felt really weird to me. That's not the only example I can come up with. Edge Runners has to be an honorary top 10 if it created a new measure of currency. That is true. I'm going to start collecting Age of Krakow Omni. Should I buy stuff like Exoswords? Yeah, so I would buy House of X, Powers of X, and Exoswords. There's a reprint of Exoswords coming up, which is going to be good. So I would buy those two, and I'd hold off on the others. because there's a potential that Inferno and X Lives, X Deaths of Wolverine will be, and Sins of Sinister will be put into the anthologies. We just don't know yet. But Marvel seems tuned in that if they're not going to include an event in the anthologies, they're going to reprint it. Like they did X of Swords, and like they did House of X, Powers of X. I will also say that if they skip Inferno, it'd be surprising, because they can't map the next book up to Inferno without it being a super low page count. So I have a feeling it's going to get included. I don't know for sure, but those are the 2 books I'd say get. Exactly right. No excuse for Storm not being in Doomsday, because they should have just paid Halle Berry what she wanted. They had the money. Just like Marshall Ali said, if they wanted to make it happen, they would have made it happen. I would love a Young Indiana Jones 4K. I don't know if they'd ever do it, but I'd love it. Oh my god, Hulk is a monster in this game. He's the most aggressive, like, grappler-type character I've seen in a game. And I don't call for characters to be nerfed, I want everybody else to be buffed, but I kind of feel like Hulk might need to be nerfed. He has been a menace. You need to take him out quick. I'll actually finish him off, then I'll go back to the chat. Alright. Dusty said, my mistake, your biggest pride is having the entire DCU on 4K Steelbook. God, I did do that. I don't know why. Let's see. Unpopular Pokemon take, we should stop making new gimmicks for generations. They don't make so many EXs. I do think they need to chill on the speed of generations as well. Like, they ramp them up a lot. It's like the Kaiju and Pacific Rim. It's like, oh man, how quick are they coming now? I'll make this quick. But I do think they also should stop stealing things from Digimon, because it's causing a watered down effect for Pokemon. Like Mega Evolution was just Digivolution, like no doubt. So don't copy things from Digimon. If you're gonna do a new gimmick, make it something like new that no one else has done. That's also part of the problem. It's been going on so long. It's like, well, what can you do that's new? Question: Loop on the Third Part 1 TV series, 22 episodes. Is it worth it for $70? Feels it's high for levels. Like yeah, it kind of is, but that show is fantastic. So try to find it cheaper, though. Try to find it cheaper.
You're running out of time. Want another
Ryan says it's funny the domino effect of Wonder Man news hit Marvel with back-to-back bad news for them. Yeah, it's somebody said, like, I agree with this. Wonder Man getting canceled, Blade not happening, Storm getting underserved in Rivals, and a few other things. In a bubble, none of those would be big headlines. The problem is they're all happening at once. Like, every black character is taking shots from Marvel of complete disrespect all at once. And so it feels way worse than if they were happening in a bubble.
No, Wade, if you fought
Sussy says, where would Supergirl rank compared to the DCU films? I'd put it right in the middle with most of the DCU films. Like, it's... As a movie, it's fine. As an adaptation, it fundamentally misunderstands the source material, so it just hits in the middle with most of the DCU movies. Rush Wanderer says, what character you want for Tokon DLC? As I said earlier, because of Phoenix Cyclops, I feel like any of my choices would be safe picks, and too safe for this insane development team who decided on Phoenix Cyclops, so there's not really even a point in me guessing. Ryan says he saw the Marvel Women book replace Riri with Peggy. I saw that, and I've been trying to confirm that that's a legit thing and not really good slander. Like, I was gonna, when I was feeling better, I was gonna go to Barnes & Noble, see if I could find it in person. Because if that is the case, then I could add that too. DC could get the biggest win right now and make a Static Shock movie. Yeah, if only they had the rights. But they don't have the full rights. That being said, why are we getting a Jimmy Olsen show off the ground, no problems, everything can get made, no issue, and yet Mr. Terrific is still in development, we're only writing the pilot. Like, Mr. Terrific was the MVP of the Superman movie, why was he not immediately getting a show? Like, why was that not all hands on deck, we need to get the Mr. Terrific show happening? I don't get it. I will say, at least Jon Stewart's the lead in Lightnings. At least we got that going for us. God, that freaking Gamma Clap is so annoying. But I have the power of Madness. Hey.
None can defeat
Isaac,
the master of
Isaac said, just
magnetism.
give me a Squirrel Girl, but totally happy with what else to do for DLC. They have the regular champion and promoter is playable. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Especially a paltry fool
For me,
such
I'm
as
like, you know, Squirrel Girl would be cool. But now that they've thrown Phoenix Cyclops at me, I'm like, y'all want to get crazy? Like, there's so many options. Let's see. The cool part, survival mode has this card mechanic that's really neat. Green Lantern should have been a movie. I agree. Like, you either do live action Green Lantern as a movie, or you do it as an animated show. You're gonna do a show, because, like, you can't do proper Green Lantern live action on a TV budget. It's just not doable.
Led by Magneto. They're here to try.
Thoughts on the Skyrider to Zaycross period? I mean, it's pretty weak. Sad. What made you curious about checking out Jacko? Because Hiroshi Machi was in it. Literally the only reason. Without going full thoughts, what do you feel about X-Men 97 Season 2 finale? I felt mixed about it, mostly how rushed everything is. Felt the same way I felt about Season 1's finale, honestly, which I thought the emotional beats were good, but the events proceeded really quickly. And it was a little Deus Ex Machina-y. Exact same problem I had with Season 1. I'll talk more about it in detail. But, you know, they did cut an episode this season. I don't know if one more episode would have fixed the problem. The show does have a frantic pace, and always has since Season 1. And I can talk about it more when I talk more spoilers. But, like, in terms of, like, the actual, like, plot of the episode, yeah, pretty mixed. The Deus Ex Machina of it, kind of bad. The emotional stuff and the action, pretty solid. Like, I like it. I love that Jubilee scene with her and Havoc. That was like one of my favorite things this season. So, and I did like the emotional core of the ending. But it's funny because Twitter wants to think the opposite. It is the fallacies of Beau DeMayo's plot pacing is why Season 2 is a mixed bag, because it's the exact same issue Season 1 had, except it's not quite as tight as Season 1. Like, that's basically, to sum up why Season 2 doesn't feel as good as Season 1, is simply because Season 2 has the exact same issues as Season 1. Season 1 was just a little bit tighter than Season 2. Because Season 1's scope wasn't as big. Season 2 had a bigger scope, and so then it made everything feel more compacted. Because, like, comic fans think that the Inferno episode's rushed, but when you watch it just in the context of the show, no, it progresses pretty quick, but, you know, progresses a show thing. Whereas this season was like, alright, the X-Men are scattered throughout time, and they gotta fight Apocalypse, and they gotta do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. It's a little much. The scope was a lot bigger than it was for Season 1. Yeah. Yeah, people did forget what Beau DeMayo did. And they also keep thinking that he is the reason the show was good, and the answer is no, he wasn't. What happened to Magic is Beau DeMayo's fault. What happened to Emma is Beau DeMayo's fault. What happened to Storm is Beau DeMayo's fault. And anything he tries to say to the contrary is probably false, because he has no career, so he's grifting. And so if he comes out and goes like, this was my original plan, don't believe it. Don't believe the abuser. And the thing is, too, is people be like, oh, well, how do we know he abused, staff? Because he did it on The Witcher, too. Like, he did it on The Witcher, and that's what got him fired there, and he did it on X-Men, and that's what got him fired there, and he won't shut up, and that's why he's going to get into legal trouble one day. Why is OG Commoner not on Blu-ray yet? Ask Chow. They're the keepers the keys there. Alice Bot, Dawn of X Volume 1 for $87. That's pretty good. Yeah, the Kurt thing is interesting, because they set it up with one prior episode. But then I also feel like Gambit in Season 1 was also only set up with one prior episode. It's kind of the thing of, like, X-Men 97 sort of works differently than other shows. But I think also because Kurt was only in 3 episodes of the original show, he doesn't carry the cachet that Gambit did.
Tensions are on the rise.
So.
Who knows what could go down in this battle?
There are many writers who don't treat their staff creepy. Exactly. Also, it's funny because everybody was like, oh, the What If writer came in and worked on this, and the What If writer's like, hey, I actually didn't work on this show. He's like, I didn't write anything. Why are you guys blaming me?
Humans have taken so much from mutant kind.
Someone should make a compilation all the times Magneto embarrassed Wolverine. That'd be like an hour long.
What
And I'd enjoy it. I say this as a Wolverine fan, but also as a Magneto fan.
My vibranium dagger.
I like how sure he's like, which way you want to die? I'll let you pick the weapon. I love stage-specific debris. Like, that's... Whoever at ArcSys decided that Magneto was getting stage-specific debris, I want to give them a hug. Because, like, that doesn't affect the game sales or performance or anything, but as a fan, it just makes me happy. And I'm sure it made them happy. And that's what I love about this game, is that everything's just done with love. You can tell. Kermit's legs are on vacation. They're okay. They're just off on their own for now. Alice says, is it true that Fall of the House of X Rise the Powers of X is the worst mapping ever? Yeah. They, for some reason, mapped it like an event omnibus, where the miniseries is first and the tie-ins follow, even though it's more interconnected than that and should be read in a different order. So... Wait, I actually don't want firepower. I just saw Ghost Rider and said, yes, thank you. No. I'm surprised how far I've gone in this.
Now for today's
Let's see. Space Shooting stuff and fighting games is always so cool. Super excited when I got the money to buy this. Had a lot of fun with the open beta. Yeah, if you like the beta, like...
Strutting in, all cool and composed. Here we have
you're gonna like this.
Brotherhood of...
Ryan says, talk more about Monday, but while I do think, also think My Adventure Superman needs more episodes, I feel My Adventure Superman Season 3 is more strong and consistent theme throughout season, or next 97 Season 2, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to take away from the season. Yeah, I agree, and I think the big thing that helps My Adventure Superman is it has a core cast of 4 characters, not 15. Legitimately, when watching the finale, I was like, well, somebody's leaving the show after this, because they sped up the title cards, and we still didn't get them all in, and we need to, if we're going to add one, then we're going to have to lose one. Like, the intro's very telling sometimes. Like, we got a lot of characters in the show. I don't want to say the show needs to kill more characters, but it should put some of them on sabbatical for next season. We need a little bit of a tighter focus. The benefit My Adventure Superman has is that it has 4 main characters, and then that means there's time for supporting characters. Whereas with X-Men, it's like, there's just it's all over the place. There's so many characters. There's also, this is the thing in the comics, too. Like, Superman comics are way more straightforward than X-Men comics. I do wish that My Adventure Superman had X-Men 97's animation budget. Because, like, X-Men 97, even when it's, like, the writing lets it down, you're, like, watching it like, oh, this show's gorgeous. It's, like, the balance. Yeah, I do agree. We need a blue, gold, and red team in 97. Kind of like, I think that's why the first half of the season worked so strong. Was like Episode 1 was focused on 5 mutants. Episode 2 was focused on 5 mutants. Episode 3 and 4 was focused on 5 mutants. Like, it broke the team down nicely. And then, like, the back half, it was like, we're going to have focus episodes, but everybody else is also here. And so I think that, like, you know, if they split the team into blue and gold next season, I think that would be really smart. And then they could have... It doesn't even need to be, like... It doesn't necessarily need to be episodic. Like, you could have, like, A-plot gold team, B-plot blue team, and then, like, the plot lines converge at the end. They got options. Alice says, "Jay, away from Monday for the Marvel Comics simulation, ritual continues, and DC is just making marshmallows over fire." There was a couple omnibus announcements that almost made me cry from DC. Like, that was how good the DC lineup was. Like, and I don't even mean that, like, hyperbolically. I mean, like, legitimately one of them made me, like, emotional. It's, like, what I've wanted for so long. Brian says Storm was barely in the finale. She was barely in the season. She basically did nothing. I mean, she did the solar thing early on, and that was it. I have a problem with that, as always.
You should have knelt before me.
Again, it needed more episodes. I mean, the solution is 3 more episodes a season. Like, that's the solution to 97's problems, is 3 more episodes a season. But not more story. 3 more episodes with the same amount of story.
Our next matchup
2 finales in a row where Cable fights Gene. Yeah! Yeah! That's kind of what I meant about, like, I wasn't a big fan of the Season 1 finale. Again, the emotional beat, sure, but, like, the actual storytelling, like, eh. Storm does the same thing in both finales, too. It's crazy. But,
Captain America. They're here to try
let's
for the
see.
trophy. Enter. Super Soldier.
oh, yeah, no, the Supergirl AI thing was funny. Like, they put in a behind-the-scenes video that they used AI to conceptualize Lobo's design. I'm like, concept artists exist, and you just taking their jobs away. And Marvel is definitely doing that now, because they had an entire visual development team that was a team of concept artists to help visualize all the movies from script to production, and they fired all of them. So, yeah, Marvel's probably going to be using the same thing. They're probably going to use AI for concept, which means, again, that's an entire section of the industry that's now going to be out of work if everybody starts using AI for concept art. And the problem is, as we saw with Supergirl, if it may have just been Lobo, but if it was the entire movie, it would explain why bland and lifeless that movie looks. Like, that movie's visual style is so void of life, we're like, wow, this is really bland, and it's like, well, if they were conceptualizing with AI, that's why. That's why everything looks like a ripoff of something else. This might be the end of my survival run. Maybe not. Oh, right, I have assists. I kept playing Magneto so strong that I kind of forgot I did have assist characters. So as I said, typical X-Men drama, always changing sides and fighting each other. I read the entire Claremont run. That was like a Tuesday for him. AR says, wouldn't be surprised if it comes out as using Spider-Man. Maybe. Maybe not. God, the Secret Invasion AI opening. It is a thing, though. Like, if you use AI in your movie, 9 times out of 10, your movie's gonna suck, or be a bomb, or both. Like, it's happened almost every single time. I'm at a KO count of 20, not 100. I'm gonna do this for 10 more minutes. Yeah, Ryan says that I think that's why Evolution some of her next shows, they have a core cast really care about. Yeah, they do a really good job with their core cast of the students. It's everybody else that suffers because of it. Like, it's the only problem with that show is the fact that Storm's not a character, she's there. But the core cast of the students being, you know, Cyclops, also Spike suffers from the same problem, but it's really the Cyclops, Jean, Rogue, Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde show. And everybody else is supporting in that. But it's still good. Like, it's still a great show. But if you're like a Storm fan, it's tough. But I still love it. How was the Star Trek convention? I'll talk more about it on Monday. I actually have, like, nacelle stuff to talk about. In particular, I have pictures. I had a great time. Going to a Star Trek convention is like going to heaven for a week. Because, like, the Star Trek fandom, particularly in person, the Star Trek fandom is one of the nicest communities I've ever been a part of. And it's hard to articulate how much you feel better about humanity after going to a Star Trek convention. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, every single guest I met was delightful. Every single person I talked to was great. Nobody was fighting over everything. Everybody was nice. Like, it felt like utopia for 5 days. And I don't mean that hyperbolically. I mean, like, it just legitimately just felt amazing. And it was hard to leave, to be honest. It was really hard to leave. But I do have some stories to tell that I do want to talk about on Monday. I did meet a Star Trek themed YouTuber. I met 2 of them in line. I met one of them in line for Jack Quaid. And I met another one who came up to me because I was talking to... I forget who I was talking to now, but I was talking to an actor, and then somebody was like, oh, could I get one of your business cards? Because I was always handing out cards to people. And, yeah, that was really, really nice. Right, so this is the con in with Moopsie Invasion. No, but you know what I saw? You know those backpacks that people carry their cats in? With the little bubble window? I saw a bunch of Moopsies carried in cat backpacks. It was really cute. It felt like Star Trek, yeah. It's true, AR. It felt like Star Trek.
Swift surrender. Or greater suffering.
Yeah, Stussy says, I think AI is using the market. Some of the brand new day posters are weird. I looked over them. A lot of people looked over them. They're not AI. They just got the vibe because they're overly photoshopped and weirdly composited. Yeah, well, I'll talk about the convention on Monday because I do want to talk about, like, I did buy some stuff that people would be interested in, and I'll talk about some other things. I got, like, the autograph book, and I'll tell you about some of the team. I gotta tell you, one of the fun ones, I'll tell you now, because I'll tell it again, but, did you have Jack Quaid sign your copy of Madam Web? No, I had Jack Quaid sign a picture with the other 3 lower deckers. I did mostly talk to him about Superman, though, but, I met William Shatner on my birthday, and he's a very efficient autograph guy, but my mom mentioned that it was my birthday, and William Shatner was like, oh, happy birthday. So William Shatner told me happy birthday on my birthday. That was cool.
Now for today's
Just can't wait for the 10-hour stream on Monday. No, actually, I think going forward with the streams, I do want to start setting timers on some topics, because we do end up on tangents. Like, tangents upon tangents, and I do enjoy that, but I have noticed that, like, my energy level throughout the week is crashing when I do, like, a 4 to 5 hour stream. So I want to try to, like, structure it a little bit better. So I'm going to be like, alright, we're going to talk about Kate Crusader for the next 20 minutes. We'll talk about My Adventures Superman for the next 40. We'll talk about X-Men for the next 30. You know, like, that kind of thing, I think will structure the streams a little bit better. So, what am I yapping about? Stream structure. Behind-the-scenes business stuff. Or are we talking about Jack Quaid being in Madam Web? I don't even know. Was he in those? What? I don't even remember Jack. I don't want to remember Madam Web, but now I'm confused. James wants to know what's the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek fandom? Much like the media itself, Star Wars fandom wants to spend all of its time fighting and never actually enjoy anything. I've heard some stories from Star Wars Celebration. I've heard some stories. I think with the DC news, it's not as much to cover as it is a lot, but I got a way to structure it because there's a chunk of the news that is also just, here's Volume 4 of Absolute Batman, and I don't have anything to add to that, right? It's mostly like the Omni's Compendiums and Finest that are the conversation topic, and then also the contents aren't final on a bunch of the stuff, and like I know the Legion of Superheroes Great Darkness Saga Omnibus isn't finalized, and so like DC's still tweaking stuff, so we may not go into contents as much as we do just books. Oh, right! Yeah, the Criterion Closet parody he did, where he just kept picking the Sony movies. Yeah, I do remember that now. I swear more people were having him sign voice merch than Star Trek at this convention. That was crazy. Any other last questions? Because I'm going to wrap up. This house is going to stream soon. My voice is starting to go. I will say probably the thing we'll talk about longest on Monday is the DC catalog.
When you still had the chance.
I'll figure it all out, but now that I'm feeling better, I felt like complete crap 2 days ago. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. What is the best popcorn bucket you own? Probably the Galactus one that a viewer sent to me. That one's incredible. It's currently holding the Muppets. It holds like an insane amount of stuff. Yeah, next. Save and exit, because I'll come back to this later. That Galactus one's pretty great. What do you like calling the Sony movies? Shit. No, they're officially called the Spider-Man Sony Universe or whatever, but I do like to refer to them as the Sonyverse. So, Darklaw said, so with Gene and Bang, today, I feel about MC X-Men so far. I'm going to follow back up on Monday, because word on the street is we're getting the rest of the cast tonight at D23, and if that's the case, then I would like to cover it when we have the whole cast. Also, if Jamie Lawson isn't Storm, I'm going to cry. Like, legitimately, I think she's perfect. And if it's not her, I'm going to be sad. But I got a lot of thoughts. So, we'll see. Anything else? Ran about toy prices on Monday. Nah, I'm going to skip the toy prices thing. Quick thoughts on the state of Transformers. 100% carried by Blockies and Takara. Right now, with the way the brand is, I legitimately could not care about anything Hasbro's doing. And I mean this to be honest. Also, Fighter Cow's stream is starting up in 3 minutes. So I kind of filmed about Transformers thing. Takara's out here and they're like, hey, we just made Soundwave again. G1 Soundwave. But he's got more articulation. And he's got Cybertronian Laserbeak. And he's got the Auto Scout. And that excites me to no end. And then Hasbro's like, we repainted Sky Guard in the wrong colors. And I'm like, I hate you, Hasbro. The thing is that what I think the problem I have is that when it comes to the Hasbro Transformer thought process, that trips me up is the fact that it just is the exact same damn thing we've been doing for years. The prices are higher now, the toys are worse, and it's just regurgitated. It feels like an AI planned their product line. Takara, on the other hand, is like, Missing Link is, yeah, okay, we're doing G1 again, but we're doing something new with G1. Like, all right, here's Auto Scout. We never got Auto Scout. Here's Cybertronian Laserbeak. We never got that before. Here's, Soundwave with extra stuff. And then, Hasbro's doing $30 deluxes. And those deluxes are just repaints, currently. And it's just nothing excites me from what Hasbro's doing. Takara New Legends and Missing Link, that's all the Transformers I need in Transformers. And Blockies is covering me for non-transforming Transformers. I am enjoying the hell out of Blockies Defender series. In particular, because I like them. They're tiny. Don't take up a ton of room. Stuzzy says, you recommend any of the Marvel kits from Blockies? Yeah, I do. I have a couple. I've got Jeff. Look at Jeff. He's literally perfect. Literally the perfect Jeff figure. And I got Rocket, and he's gigantic. Look at him. Look at him compared to Jeff. He's huge. It's massive. It's crazy. Here's him next to a Chronicles figure. Rocket's gigantic. But I do like it. I like new twists on things. If Hasbro was going to suddenly be like, oh, we're doing the G1 toys again, but this time they're it's classics or universe where the designs are different. All right, I'll be more into it. I have a problem with, hey, we're going to do a line of cartoon designs. I'm like, is that not what you've been doing since Siege? Is this not just going to be the exact same thing we've gotten, except now it's more expensive? I don't know. I am going to get the Ultron kit, AR. By the way, if you guys like Blockies, and you like me covering Blockies, as I've said on stream, I wouldn't cover Blockies unless it was sponsored, because I wanted them to sponsor me again. There might be something in the future. Wait and see. So, it's all the little tease I get. Stuzzy says, do you sleep with all those plushies on your bed? No. I move all of them off the bed into a chair, because I have a claustrophobia thing, so I don't like a lot of stuff around me when I sleep. They just sit there because, where else are they going to go? And they're my buddies. And also, this is my new buddy. I was in a Cracker Barrel for dinner, because that's what you do when you're driving in a car. Look at him. It's Kong, but he's also, slightly confusing, because he's got the scars, which implies, Monsterverse Kong, but he's got a King Kong tag, which is technically a different license. But he's my new buddy. Look at him. He's so soft. He's so nice. Look at him. He's so peaceful. I do love plushies, but I really have no other place to put them besides the bed. That's why it's getting a little intense back there, but I love my Kong. Look at him. It's funny. It's actually the second Kong plush I have. I have a Universal Studios one as well. So, and Ryan says Takara brought back Earthspark, Soundwave, and Cosmos. Exactly my point as to why Takara is killing it and Hasbro is killing themselves, because Hasbro could have brought Earthspark, Soundwave, and Cosmos out at any time, slipped them into any line. It could be in retail stores right now, and they're just like, nah, it's not worth it, even though the demand is clearly there. And then Takara's like, all right, we'll do it. So cool. Yeah, but anyways, I'm not really going to talk about Transformers on Monday, because actually I am. I'm going to talk about Missing Link Soundwave, and then the Cosmos and Soundwave from Earthspark, but I'm not going to talk about Hasbro. I don't want to give them that much of my time. They're burning Transformers into the ground, and I'm not looking forward to this movie re-release, because the fear of them replacing the music has been put in my head as like an actual real possibility of something they might do. So, yeah, that's it on that. We will be back on Monday for our normal show, which will also be kind of recap show. Get back into the routine. Also going to try out timing out the segments, because that way we can kind of keep on topic a little bit, because I don't have ADHD, but I have enough ADHD that I can spin off into a topic for an hour. So, feeling current Energon Universe stuff. G.I. Joe, phenomenal. Mask, amazing. Void Rivals, pretty good. Transformers, it's all right. I think Transformers is the weakest one still. I will say I like Transformers better now that we're back on Earth. Cybertron stuff wasn't vibing with me, but yeah. Oh, I know tangents will still exist, but I'll have an alarm go off that tells me to get back on topic, and that's kind of the whole point. So, gotta like narrow my focus a little bit. That way, we can finish at reasonable hours for me, and I don't, because like the problem is if I run a stream 5 hours, and then I'm like late getting dinner, and then the next morning I wake up and I'm like, all right, I gotta make a Wednesday video, and then I'm like burnt out still. It's not good. So I want to try to get back on a schedule of like, let's end at this time, let's talk about this, and then I can get things going. So, all right. Oh, okay. AR says heard people went to the Jay's game showing. They didn't change anything, but they also didn't have the end credits scene. Okay, yeah. I hope they don't. If they change the music to that remastered soundtrack, I will probably. If that happens and I'm in the theater, I will go ask for a refund. I'm not even kidding. So, we'll see. Anyways, we will be back Monday. Go check out Fighter Cow's stream over on twitch.tv/FighterCows if you still want to watch a stream. I'm done, because my throat, you can hear my throat's going. And I'm going to shut up now so I don't lose it. And I'll be back Monday, and we'll have a fun time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This was fun, and we'll see you later.